Well, it's an honor to be here with you, Devon. I am excited about what we'll be talking about today.
Yes, I'm so delighted to have you. Thank you so much for braving the weather. It was a little rainy coming all the way from the nation's capital this morning.
Yes.
And you're here with your publicist, your PR, Diane, right?
Yes, Miss Diane Bush.
Yes, Miss Diane Bush. Thank you, Diane, for also being here. So then let's go to the first caller. Let's go to Leo. Leo, welcome to Lift Your Voice and Tighten It Radio. This is Devon Blackwood and my special guest, Hewlette A.C. Pearson. How are you?
Good morning, Brother Blackwood.
Good morning.
Your special guest. I wish you
Good morning.
Easter weekend. This is Easter Monday, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope that you found all your Easter eggs.
I joke with my friends about leading the bunny around, the black and white bunny on a leash. What kind of problem that involves when you're dealing with race relations. I don't know that race relations have improved because institutional racism is alive and well in the United States and throughout the world. And so the extent to which we have good relations, race relations, has something to do with the extent to which we are self-determined as a people to advance our star in terms of economics, politics, and education.
Yes.
If we're not a strong people in terms of self-determination, if we don't believe in the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, and Ndugu and Goma and the Ndugu
Saba. Yes.
If we don't believe in the Ndugu Saba, then we're up the creek. I kept mispronouncing it.
And Guzu Saba, right.
So the extent to which Donald Trump is able to gain an audience is reflective of the middle core of America, which it consists of
True feelings of hate, Leo. True feelings of hate.
not just white women. We're talking about the white men who are the cadre, the core operatives in terms of breeding and promoting white racism.
What do we do about it, Leo? Like, what is it that we do? And I certainly want Hewlette's input too. The most important word, love.
Well, love is the central dynamic, but more importantly, I would conclude on this note. We have to look out for ourselves. We as African people have ourselves and God. That's what we have. And if we think that integration for the sake of being integrated, to rub elbows with white people who we happen to think that their ice is colder, many of us, that if we have the social integration, if we sit at the dinner table with them, and if we can go to school, that in and of itself makes us a free people. It does not. We have to build our own ship of state. We have to not be hateful, but we've got to develop our own industries, our own businesses, and I will tell you, we have fewer black businesses now, Devin,
Right.
than we had 50 years ago.
Yes, so Leo, let me ask you this.
We have less land now than we had after the Civil War.
Right.
We drank the Kool-Aid. We bought into the nonsense that if you rub elbows with the slave master, as it were.
So Leo, you're talking about commerce. You're talking about commerce, but I want to hear Hewlette's view really on whether or not a separatist idea or mentality really brings a society together. Folks, I say that all of us coming together for one common cause, whites, blacks, Indian, chief, yellow, pink, blue, all of us coming together for one common cause is really what builds and nurtures a society. Hewlette?
I agree totally. If we were to look back in our history, even during the Civil Rights Movement, there was not necessarily always a push for separatism. There was a push to see people get along with each other. Even in Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, one of the highlights of that speech, he says he's been up to the mountain and he sees
Right.
black kids and white kids and them coming together and being able to walk together.
Yes.
All right. So I know that there are issues in regards to race, but I think we've lost sight of the most important piece here: humanity, humankind. If I continue to look at you through the lens of color, there will always be issues because I will see the difference between you and I. But when we begin to look at each other through the lens of humanity,
Yes.
all right, yes, there are issues, and there will always be issues that confront us. And we are different in our ideology. We're different in the way we were raised, all of that.
Yes.
But at the crux of the matter, I am not helping you because you're white, and I'm not helping you because you're black. I'm helping you because you are humankind. You are just like me. When you hurt, I also hurt. If I were to get cut, my blood isn't different color from yours. You know, when I go to the hospital and let's say, God forbid, but I have cancer and need to be operated on, I'm going to ask for a black doctor. No, I'm going to ask for the person who has the expertise in the area.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. I understand about the heritage. And a lot of this, what we're talking about in regards to heritage, we often put the onus on our schools and so forth to provide that. But it really starts in the home. Okay, you begin to teach your children. You begin to share your history with them, your lineage. You begin to empower them with positive words. Let them know what the truth is in regards to society. But if we continue to always be the forefront of our minds, race, 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 and the white man has done this, and the yellow man has done this, I'm not negating that at all. I'm African American. I was born in Jamaica.
And that's
okay?
the truthful reality.
And it is reality. And what we're raising is a generation that see people even worse now, because people see people even worse now by color rather than from who they are. And so in our society currently, if we were to peel back the annals of time and go back to the civil rights movement, what we are experiencing is in no way, shape, or form compared to what they endured. And still yet, they were able to stand in the face of discrimination, hate, bullying, being shot at, being hosed down, dogs biting at them, being lynched.
The woman being
and Martin Luther King and all these others kept saying nonviolence. Someone comes to you violently, but our response is what? Nonviolence. Let's be peaceful. Let's sit down and talk about this.
Yes. Leo?
Some of what you say, I understand, but I'm 74 years old. I was in the middle of the civil rights struggle, so I'm going to hang up on that note that if you don't know your heritage and culture, you can't integrate successfully. You will not gain the respect of white people or white institutions unless you come from a position of strength. And many of us today have abandoned our heritage and culture in search of integration.
And where does that start, sir? Where does that start?
Well, it should start in the home. But
Okay, no. You ought to say it should start. You're saying it should start at the home, and that's where you should start that. And
it should start in the church. It should start in a lot of places.
okay, so I think that's where our focus needs to be. All right.
Yes.
All
Leo,
right.
thank you so much for the call.
That's our own interest if we're going to survive.
And yes, well, of course.
We're not negating that.
Right, exactly. But folks, we're talking about race relations, whether or not it has improved under the President Obama's administration. Recent polling have shown that 58% of all Americans say that it has not. I believe that clearly that there is some progress. We can clearly account for the progress and appreciate the progress. 410-481-1010 and 1-877-704-1010. Special guest in the studio, Hewlette A.C. Pearson. Let's go to Donald. Donald, welcome to Lift Your Voice.
Right now on Black and White, that we ought to begin at the place that is common.
Yes.
All right, and build a bridge where we can talk to each other.
And that is humanity.
And that is humanity.
Folks, we have all the lines all lit up. 410-481-1010 and 1-877-704-1010. If you're streaming online, WOLB, Baltimore.com. This is Lift Your Voice with Devon Blackwood, Tight Knit Radio. My co-host, David Brevard, is not here. Special guest in studio, Hewlette A.C. Pearson, founder and CEO of iLove Now organization. There's a conference coming up in June.
Yes.
And she will be telling us all the information. We have Guilford T. Monroe's talk show host, political activist, clergy calling in from New York City in just a few minutes to tell us about the youth conference. So let's go to Barbara. We're going to ask everyone to keep their comments as brief as possible so that we get everybody in. Hi, Barbara.
How you doing?
Good morning.
Something up about race. We all came from Africa slave ships, y'all. That's where you come from. You came from Georgia in West Africa. I spent a lot of time in Nigeria and have some fun. The Africans know that you were born here from Africa and made a slave. Why don't you know?
Barbara, has race relations improved? Has race relations in America improved? 58% folks of all respondents said that he has not improved. Blacks said that 56% of blacks said that he clearly has not improved. In fact, 76% of black people, African Americans, say that they have a much harder time. They are less likely to get a job simply because of the color of their skin compared to 52% of whites. And whites have said it not because of race relations, but because of economic turmoil.
It's interesting.
And that's a huge difference.
It is. It's interesting how things seem to be resembling or somewhat mirroring, seem as if it's going back to the way things were prior to the civil rights movement and even up to now. And it's a sad commentary because we think things would be getting better. I know we put a lot of onus on President Barack Obama because he is a African American. He
has power and influence.
And he has power and influence. He holds the highest seat in the nation. But what we fail to realize, and I'm not, taking anything or relieving him of his responsibility, but he's the president of the United States of America, a diverse country.
Absolutely.
He is not the president of African Americans.
Absolutely.
He's not the president of Caucasians. He's not the president of Chinese.
I guess but what they're saying is really for him to really take some kind of a stance
that.
to really talk out and to speak out against certain things, but really is at the core of African Americans.
Okay.
I think that's really what people want to.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm not disagreeing.
Yes.
But a lot of us thought that when he became president, that's our man. We're going to get our stuff
It's
now.
going to come to the inner cities and
this is what's going to happen. All right? And just like with politics, things start at the grassroots level. I am not saying President Obama is 100% innocent. Well, what I am saying is that we also need to put the onus on us. What are we doing in our communities to help it make it better?
Absolutely.
What are we doing at the grassroots level?
Yes. Yes, to actually incite some kind of a change. And it all starts with us, because I love what you said starting out. It's all about humanity. Let us go to Ray real quickly before we go to the song break. Ray, let's go to Ray. Ray, welcome to Lift Your Voice with Devon Blackwood, a special guest, Hewlette A.C. Pearson.
There you go.
And our children's second. When you have a nation of people, I'm talking about African Americans, where 82% of the men who pretend to be radical, who pretend to be nationalists, who pretend to be Christian, who pretend to be Muslim, when they don't commit to their women, you're a finished people. You can't love your children by ignoring your women. So some men will say, I take care of my children. That type of nonsense is why we have no homeostasis in our homes. That type of nonsense is why we have a slaughter in Baltimore, Chicago, New York, Detroit, L.A. with our young black males, because their homicides are really suicides. When they're killing their other young men, they're killing themselves. They already know the consequences. They know
it's desperation and hopelessness, Ray. Ray, it is, yeah.
All these, we don't want to let people like me talk when we're talking solutions.
No, I was adding to what you were saying, Ray. Ray, I was adding to what you were saying. I was saying, but it's hopelessness.
So this is critical. When a young person goes 6,000 570 days. That's 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
6,570 days without the discipline of a father,
Right.
without the protection of a father, without the immune system of a father, without the spiritual download of a father, without that father,
Mm-hmm.
as the sister said, and that mother telling the stories of their mothers, their grandmothers, and grandparents. Final word. We are addicted to white supremacy, and the same so-called radicals that call and talk all this noise are not committed to themselves, discipline, women, or children, and that is our failure. We want white people to save us, and that will never happen.
No, we've got to say, thank you, Ray. And thank you very much. Folks, I do want to know about this is also two-way radio, so we're both dialoguing and talking at the same time. So don't take it personal when we're adding to what you're saying. We're not cutting you off, okay?
And,
all right, yes,
and
go ahead.
He made some important points,
Yes.
Which we've said. It goes back to the family and building. And I know there's certain, some may say there's certain things that have been established to keep the males out of the family. But again, we tend to side on the part that says it's not my responsibility.
Yes.
And when it is my responsibility.
Yeah, it is.
And when you get down to it individually, as individuals, we have to be accountable.
Yes,
we have
we
to be
do.
accountable. And it goes back to the family. And it was the family was created to create community. And community create states.
And Hewlette, the thing about it is that, folks, and I'm asking the producer to put it on track number 13. Let's leave out 12 due to time and go right to track number 13. We have Fred, we have Hank, we have Brother Rue, we have Jean, we have Will on the line. Please keep holding. We will be right with you. We're going to a song break. Track number 13. Phil French, the song of love. That's what we're talking about today. Special guest joining us in studio, Hewlette A.C. Pearson, president and founder, iLove Now organization. We'll be right back, folks. Thanks for holding. Fred, Hank, Brother you, Jean, Will, keep holding on the line. 410-481-1010. Organization, folks, that is changing the face of America. Hewlette is doing an absolutely wonderful job. I want everybody, all my friends, all the listeners, to pay special attention to the conference dates that she'll be giving in a few minutes. Invite your friends. Some of you might even be able to be a sponsor. She has books, the most important word. So we're looking at race relations in America. We have a lot of callers on the line. We want everybody to talk, so we're going to give you a minute and 30 seconds. In that way, we can get everybody in. Let's go to Will. Will, thank you for holding so long. We appreciate it. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, Hannah,
Good morning, Will. Hannah.
I'm calling you from San Antonio.
That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
I'm from Baltimore. Like you said, I'm from Baltimore.
Yes.
Well, here's what I want to say. I haven't called in a while, but the problem that a lot of us have is understanding what our role is, okay? Whether it's in the household, in the community, but we can't blame other people for a lot of our problems. I understand going back 40, 50, 60 years ago, there may have been some blame. But right now, what we're seeing in cities like Baltimore is that a lack of, and I'll say this, a lot of young to middle-aged African-American kids that are not doing their job and their role in our community. So we don't need necessarily somebody to give us anything. We have to take advantage of the opportunities that are already there.
Yes.
You know, we build organizations, and I can tell you just from someone that does community development in Baltimore, that we build an organization to help with community in a community like Park Heights, to help with fostering some of the things that need to be done there. Sure, we can't do it on a large scale, but if you do just one piece, and you bring other people to do their one piece,
Yes.
everybody understanding their role, and you get some stuff done.
Right.
A lot of people that call in on radio, ask those people what are they doing in their neighborhood. What are they doing? So there is some personal accountability.
Well, that's an excellent point, Vo.
When people call in, they say, "Oh, we're not doing this." These people are holding us back.
What are you doing?
That are in the struggle doing the work.
Exactly.
Absolutely. It's like, what are you doing? That's an excellent point, Will. Exceptional point. Thank you so much for the call. Let's go to, is it Brother You? No, let's go to Ank.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Harold,
You
how are you?
also.
That's a
Thank
classmate
you.
of mine from high school.
That's very nice.
Love Thrive 2016 conference, June the 24th and 25th.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Congratulations on an excellent job this weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Harold. God bless you.
Great thing. In terms of race relations, I definitely believe that race relations has changed, but it has not changed to a different paradigm shift in terms of a young lady by the name of Michelle Obama and Jim Crow.
Yes.
We also have to understand about Dr. Twain Express Welcome, just to prove that they don't believe in white supremacy and black superiority. But I am into love. You know, it's all about love. It takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's all about. I really believe we as a people have to come together and we have to understand I is me, we is you, and you are we, and we are all.
We're all one.
Yes, we have to pick each other up by the bootstraps. It used to be a time, you remember you that in our neighborhood, if somebody does something wrong, the whole neighborhood's going to know about it.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
You're going to be chastised one way or another.
Right. They held us accountable.
Which was a good thing, right,
Yes,
Hewlette?
yes.
I'm sorry?
No.
Yes, it was a good thing to be held accountable.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a good thing to be held accountable. And when you look at D.C., Maryland, Virginia, you can look at what's going on with Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland. They have a new case now with the two sisters. They're on a white racist station. I mean, and they're advocating all this thing in terms of superiority person. So yes, we can proclaim Barack Obama, proclaim Donald Trump, proclaim Hillary Clinton, but the reality remains as the community. And I'm looking forward to your conference. You led, keep up the good work. And young man, this show is definitely a dynamo spirit, and we have to just keep the ball rolling.
Thank you. Perhaps one day you could come and join us. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Right, Hewlette? So
Yes.
now, tell us real quickly about, for 2 minutes, just about the conference. Folks, please keep holding. We will take your calls.
Well, I just want to, those who are listening and leaders and those who serve in their community, I welcome you to attend our conference. It's going to be June the 24th. That's a Friday evening and all day Saturday. And basically, it's a conference where we want to pour back into you as leaders and those who serve, because you're constantly being bombarded with questions, and there may be some level of frustration on your part because you're being overwhelmed. And it's our way to say, we appreciate what you do and we want to pour back into you so that what you do, you can do it even at a higher scale. So we will be catering to you on that weekend. And so go to our website, ilovenow.org.
ilovenow.org.
And click on the menu that says Love Thrives Conference, and everything will be there. We have some dynamite speakers that are coming in. We're going to be dealing with mental health issues. We're going to be dealing with bridging the gap between generations. As a matter of fact, our host here, Mr. Devon Blackwood, is one of the presenters at the
Right,
conference.
folks, and I cannot wait. I'm very excited, folks. It's an absolutely dynamic conference,
Yes,
Hewlette.
it is awesome. And so we also have Dr. Gabe Crenshaw from California. He's a clinical psychologist who will be there too, and Julianne Banks and Apostle Lionel Pritchett, a pastor in our area, and also Dr. Rosemary Downer, who is also in our area. She teaches at Bowie State University, and she does research and has written a book on forgiveness. And so we're going to be dealing with some things, but it's actually to pour into you. And then we also have artists who are coming in. Mr. Benjamin Sands, my former high school band teacher, he's going to be providing the music. And also Miss Clarissa Stroud, she's going to be doing a liturgical dance. And also we have a comedian coming in, Antoine Scott from Richmond, Virginia. He's going to be there as well. And hopefully one of my mentees, Tamara Fingal, will be also a great soloist and opera singer. She's going to be there. Hopefully she will be there. We're still waiting for her. But it's a great time planned at Maryland University Marriott. So it's the College Park Marriott in Adelphi, Maryland. And it only costs $99. But if you can get 5 or more people to accompany you, we give you a discount rate. So hey, we are looking to have a great time, and you will enjoy it. And then at the end, we have a movie night, which is on Saturday night at 6
Ooh,
o'clock.
that's nice.
Yes.
I love movie nights.
And we're going to be showing the movie Woodlawn. It's an awesome movie that deals with actually the racial issue that happened in the early 70s, and it's a true story about a school in Alabama. And that movie actually did very well in the box office in October of last year.
And you were down there on the red carpet. I know, but you were. You were down there on the red carpet.
Thank God for that opportunity. But I just want to encourage you all who are listening, invest in yourself, because we want to invest in you. So invest in yourself by coming to the conference. Go to the website, ilovenow.org. Click on the menu button that says Love Thrives Conference, and you will see the registration. Everything is there.
That's fantastic. And Hewlette is also an author. She has a third book coming up, folks. Okay, she's a writer. She has her first book, beautiful book, and her most recent release, The Most Important Word. Just before the end of the show, she will tell you how you can get copies. We're going to give some copies here to some of the studios here so that we can all help to promote her on Radio 1. We have the lines all filled up. Guilford T. Monroe cannot get through because the lines is being filled up. But we will make an announcement about Catch the Vision Conference. Let's go quickly to the calls. We want to get everybody in, so everybody have a minute and a half. So we get everybody in. So let's go to Jean. It's no, Ank. Ank is next. Let's go to Ank. Can we go to Ank? Yeah, Jean, keep holding. Ank?
Yes.
Hello, sir. Thank you for holding.
How you brothers? Good you doing?
Doing well.
Well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd just like to say white America just the previous opportunity and one step up from orangutan, a monkey with a vote, 13, 14, 15 Amendment, ain't nothing lottery numbers for some Negroes. Let us pray for reparation.
There's hate, but is there love also? And is there really love even between the races? There's some wonderful, beautiful people out there in society, including white people. I cannot tell you how some of my greatest successes in life have come from people from all walks of life. Not everybody, folks, have the naive, injustice type of mentality. Some folks don't have problems with racism and prejudicial ideas, Hewlette. There are some loving, kind people in society.
And that's how we ought to look at it. Like I said, we don't negate the fact that there are issues there.
Right.
It's obvious.
In our own ways, Hewlette, since Freddie Gray, I cannot tell you the high rate of homicide right here in our city.
Oh,
blacks
definitely.
on blacks, okay?
Yeah, black on black crime.
Okay, black on black crime, okay? And that's hate.
Yeah, that's hate. And not only that, we see how we treat one another. So if we really want to talk the truth here,
Exactly.
Yes. Let's focus the light in on us and see how well we're doing. We're not doing well. But if we also were to look at it from the place of not necessarily honing in on whether or not a person is white or black, but looking at it from a human perspective.
Absolutely.
I ought to be able to treat you well. Not because of the color of your skin.
Absolutely.
But because you're a human being, you're a person.
And I love that.
And I'm not.
perspective.
It doesn't take away from race relations. Race relations is very good.
And
As a matter of fact,
yes.
It'd be an honor to sit with a diverse group of people to find out more about them.
Absolutely.
To find out what their upbringing is like, and for them to find out how my upbringing is like. Because I was partially raised in Jamaica, and more of my life was spent here. But I still remember the roots. I remember being with my grandmother and watching her cook and seeing my grandfather, how he related to her and the whole works. I mean, we could share a lot. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat the issues. We're not.
Right.
What we're doing is putting a demand on you. That's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
We're putting a demand on you to say, hey, okay, let's start helping each other. Let's start using love as the premise to which how I treat you.
Absolutely. Folks, everybody have a minute because we want to get in Guilford T. Monroe. Let's go to Fred. Fred is next. Fred, thank you for holding such a long time. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you, Dad, for being on the air trying to bring this message to these people.
Yes.
I mean, you can tell you're well-traveled, Mr. Blackwood.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I've really traveled all across. And Hewlette also. Hewlette, I've really traveled all over.
You're both very well-traveled.
Yes.
Of course, because of this blame game, that for some reason, blacks want to play with themselves.
I agree, Fred.
All our problems, most of our problems, black problems.
Exactly.
So I'm glad to hear you guys on here trying to bring that message to our community. We need to understand that. Stop playing that game, the race game. Oh, the white man did this to us. Look at what you're doing to yourself.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys. Okay, where you from, Mr. Blackwood?
I was born and grew up in England. My parents are from Jamaica, so I'm very, very mixed. And in fact, Fred, I've traveled all over the place, just like what you've said. I like to be diverse. I want to be well learned. And just like Hewlette, I grew up with a sense of humanity. But humanity is really what comes first. Race has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that I love you because you're an individual, and you love me because I'm me.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you guys. Maybe you can get upset people off of that thing about the boogeyman after.
Yes.
The second richest group of people on this planet is who? American blood.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
But yet you hear, oh, we always hold on to that. Oh, we doing so bad. White men treat us so bad.
No.
So we would pool our resources.
Oh my God, don't even start.
Well, we try to tell them about
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
pool our resources and go ahead and do our thing. We let them keep asking for nothing.
Fred, economic power. Fred, thank you so much for the call, okay? Do
You too.
call
God
again.
bless you.
Yeah, folks, send an email to the show at info@devonblackwood.net. We're going to